What is up, everybody? Today me and Jake gonna do a backpacking trip. Gonna go on the Big Creek Trail, the Swallow Fork Trail, hike that for another 7 miles, and then we're gonna hike 12 miles today, set up on top of Mount Sterling. We're here in Tennessee, North Carolina actually, yeah. So yep, here we go. So guys, we are about a mile and a half into our trip. The trail is still nice and smooth, super nice right here. We're at a little waterfall, got some fresh water, gonna filter it up and drink it. How you feeling, Jake?
Good.
Good? Not too hard?
No.
So going along the trail, Jake just looked over and I was like, holy cow, and I'm like, what? Turn around and big old waterfall right here. You guys can probably hear it. Yeah, this is beautiful. This isn't even a named waterfall. What did you say, about 1.7 miles probably? Yeah. 1.7 miles in. We look down and no signs or anything, but this is the midnight hole. A lot bigger in person than it shows on video, but that rock is probably, I don't know, 15 feet tall or so. It's giant, and it's just that super clear blue water, and it's beautiful. You're supposed to swim here, but it is April 7th, and I think the water might be a little too chilly for that. Beautiful little waterfall. Super loud, you can feel the wind and rain coming off of it. Not rain, but water. Yeah, it's awesome. Man, that's a big creek. Not sure how far we've hiked, but we've hiked for about an hour and a half or so. The trail's getting a lot more vegetation, a little skinnier. And we're not to the steepest part yet. There's a nice steep incline. We haven't reached that yet, luckily. But yeah, so far so good. So we're taking our first stop of the trip, refilling our water with this nice stream water, filtering it because we don't want diarrhea the rest of the trip. But we're taking our first break in a good while since my last video, which is like 45 minutes ago, but finally got off the Big Creek Trail. So no more horse trail, unfortunately, but this is our little trail right here. Swallow Fork Trail goes for about 4 miles until we hit the Mount Sterling Ridge Trail, and this trail is going to be the hardest one. 4 miles and a lot of elevation gain, so
The steepest Charlie's bunny.
I'm gonna bite the bullet, fill up all my water bottles, and carry them the rest of the way. So add a little extra weight, but I'd rather have some more weight than not have any water. So we decided to get out our packs right here next to this water source. Gonna eat this nice and good conditioned sandwich, and I packed a pretty big lunch. Gonna eat that. It's about 11:30, so then we're gonna fill up our water and get on the trail. This is our first view of Sterling Mountain. It's the peak up there on the left. Still got a long ways to go and a lot of elevation to gain. It's a beautiful forest here. Old growth, it looks like. Nice little trail right here. No elevation. Look at that small little stream. I was worried it was gonna be our last water source, so I filled up, and I was wrong. Right now we are going over old little bridge. This little bridge right here. So we're coming up the biggest fording so far. You gotta go from here, and then the trail's over here. But climbing up this Swallow Fork Trail, and it is kicking our butt. It's brutal. But taking a little break. I'm sweating through my shirt. Getting a little hot. It's It's like 78 out today. It's a warm one, but yep, taking a little break, gonna stretch out, lay down a little bit, and we'll get back to grinding. Just got done with a long uphill stretch. That was pretty brutal, huh?
It was awful.
That was a tough one. Finally, we got a little flattened out. About to ford this little stream right here. We have officially made it out of the valley. So we are now not to the Ridge Trail yet, but almost. I'm assuming we're not following the creek no more, and we're up in the high altitude. Getting kind of a view. We are still on the Swallow Fork Trail for what seems like forever. We did the first 6 miles in 2 hours. The Swallow Fork Trail is 4 miles, and we've already been on it for 4 hours. It is brutally hard. This is a tough trail, but I actually see it looks like some sky over on that sign, like we're about to hit the ridge, and then once we hit the ridge, we take what's the heck's this mountain called even? Sterling Mountain Ridge to Sterling Mountain, which is another 2 or so miles, I think.
1.4.
1.4. Well, that's to the mountain, not to the campsite. And we are at the ridge. Sterling Trail campsite 38. That is us. 1.8 miles. That's cake. That's a cakewalk. You guys want to know this trail? If you ever think about doing it, don't. It's a tough one. We're about to lay down in this nice grass. Beautiful woods up on top of this mountain, but lay down in this nice grass and take our packs off. Thank goodness we are done with that. Luckily, we are on top of the ridge, which means this is our trail and it's going to be on top of the ridge the whole time, so we're not going to have to climb as much. Hopefully, I guess. I mean, I don't know for sure, but we are currently on the Mount Sterling Ridge Trail, and as you can see, it's a pretty tough one. We got a long ways to go there, and we've already came a pretty good ways down there. It's really rocky and steeper than I anticipated. This is our first downhill of the entire trip, and it kind of feels weird. But over here to our right, we have a absolutely beautiful view through the trees, but it is awesome. It's nice going downhill. We have reached a sign for Baxter Creek Trail 0.5 miles, which that is the trail that we will be taking down. So I think camp's only about 0.4 away or so. Well, found some hitches and a sign. Horses prohibited beyond this point. So I'm gonna say we're almost there. So we have made it to Mount Sterling. That's a campfire pit right there. We already went up to the fire tower, but I'm too tired to climb that right now, so I'm gonna set up my tent right in this area cleared out, and Jake's gonna set up his right over here. This is our humble abode for the next few hours, next day. Pretty good. We got lucky, we got some pretty good spots right up here, pretty flat. I mean, it's a little angled, but it's the side of a mountain, so I can't really complain. And then there's some more sites over here and a fire ring up there, so hopefully we can have a good campfire tonight. Well, guys, I am set up in my tent, laying on my sleeping pad with a pillow and my sleeping bag, and it is nice. And I'm going to take a nap, and then I will climb the fire tower and tell you all how it is. Actually, I'll show you all how it is. Up in this elevation, it's way colder than it was down in the valley, so I gotta wear my fleece, and I gotta put my pants on, and I'm better now. Took a nice nap, About to climb that tower. About to climb up this thing, and it is taller than I thought. It's huge. So I'm not scared of heights at all. Like, I love heights, but this thing is a little sketchy. Like, there's not really room for two of us to stand because I don't really want to. This is a little, you know, not so stable. But I'll show you the view from the second level. This view absolutely blows my mind. It's 360 panoramic. It just goes forever and ever. You can see so much. It's crazy. We're so high up. Yeah, the ground's a good drop off down there. So we're getting ready to cook dinner, and I went to go pee and found this cool little private fire ring. Got a nice little fire going. Just little benches. We're gonna get cooking dinner real quick, but yeah, got a nice fire going. So we're sitting around the campfire now. Me and Jake are both cooking our meals. We both got our water boiling, and so he's making the traditional mountain house. What is it? Beef stew? Beef stew mountain house. And I've got a mix between ramen, instant potatoes, and packaged salmon. Yep. So, got a nice campfire, got our food, relaxing, see some mountains through the trees. It's beautiful here. So guys, dinner's made. Jake's got his mountain house beef stew. I've got my, homemade instant mashed potatoes, ramen noodles, smoked salmon. It's like a homemade mountain house. It doesn't look too good, but I promise it tastes pretty freaking good. Sitting around the campfire, gonna climb up the watchtower and watch the sunset. So we just got all our stuff into our dry sacks, all our scented stuff, put them up on the bear cables. Good to go for the night. So me and Jake decided to climb back up this fire tower and watch the sunset. As you can see, it is the most amazing sunset I have ever seen in my life. And it's not even set all the way yet. That's this view. Sun's going down and it's getting all foggy. It is beautiful. Finally taking some weight off my feet. I'm just chilling up here. So it is 7 a.m. Me and Jake just woke up and it's bright out, but we might be able to catch the sun rising on the tower. So we're gonna head up there and try to catch that. Yeah, it's definitely worth the hike up here. It's chilly up here, but man, it's great. Here's our food. About to cook up some breakfast. Well, we just got done with breakfast. Jake had a mountain house and I had some oatmeal. And it is sadly time. Got to start taking apart my tent. We're gonna get packed up and head down the mountain now. So, we're packed up, heading down to the Big Creek, which is 6 miles away. One last time, this amazing view. We're leaving Mount Sterling. Sad, because it was absolutely awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend, but here we go, all downhill from here. We got this awesome moss-covered forest. Right. It's weird looking. Officially on Baxter Creek Trail now. Means we've gone about a little less than 2 miles. So this is home stretch away. Big ol' giant tree over the trail right here. Gotta find a way around it. Oh. Well, there you go. Yeah, I jumped it, and he wanted to go that way, so it was easier.
It's been like 10 minutes, 12 minutes since we checked the clock, and we've been cruising.
So we are taking our first break of this whole descent. We're about 4.5 or so miles in, which, yeah, it's our first break in 4.5 miles. We only have 1.5 miles left, but we are out of water, so we got a nice waterfall here and gonna fill up. We only got about 0.4 miles left. Huge rock formation. It's pretty awesome hike next to this little stream, and Big Creek is which what we came up on is actually right down there. You can see it. So here is Big Creek again. We're walking up above it, and over there they thought that was a parking lot, but it's just a campground or something. So not done yet, but awesome hike, awesome trail. So we are back at the parking lot, just crossed the bridge, and that concludes our 18-mile hike around Mount Sterling with the Big Creek and Baxter Creek trails.